Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Career Evangelist podcast. I'm excited to have you guys join me today because I have a very important topic to share with you. A topic that I think everyone, especially working professionals, that they are going to need in order to continue to make advancement in their career. And so today we are going to be talking about the power of negotiation. So it's a form of career advice to you all. And the advice is that always negotiate. Don't ever settle for less. Don't settle for less than you desire. You should negotiate whenever it's possible and appropriate, because really, if you are not negotiating on your behalf, someone else is in the room negotiating, and trust me, they are not putting your self-interest, they are not putting your best interest ahead of their own. So advocate for yourself, speak out for yourself, negotiate for opportunities for growth so that you can continue to make progress in your career. So that's the career advice for today. And let's start and go into the episode. I want you to know that negotiation isn't just a skill. No, it's an art, and it's a critical tool that can shape the trajectory of your career. So whether you are discussing a new job offer, or maybe you are planning or preparing for your next promotion, or you are working on a task and you need resources assigned to your task so that you can get that task done successfully, you may need to negotiate for yourself. So it's important. You should always think about how can you position yourself so that you achieve success, you achieve your goal in whatever form of endeavor. So in today's episode, we are going to talk about the power of negotiation and how mastering this skill can help you unlock new opportunities and accelerate your career growth. So we are going to take it through like six different stages or steps before we conclude today's episode. The first thing that I'm going to be talking about is on the importance of negotiation in your career advancement. Then we'll talk about the different types of situation where you can actually negotiate, and I'll prepare you for how to have a successful negotiation. I'll talk about the three core negotiation techniques. You need to know this. Trust me. We'll then go on to the psychological aspect of negotiation, and we'll talk about the mistakes that you must avoid when negotiating. Then we wrap it up. Sounds like a plan? So on the importance, before we go into the importance of negotiation, let's talk about negotiation. What is negotiation? Negotiating is a back and forth communication, and this communication can be in form of verbal or written communication, and it is designed to resolve an issue and reach an agreement. That's it. It's a communication between parties. And most often, the best negotiation should end in a win-win situation. Having said that, there are some situations that will lead into a win-lose or lose-lose situation. Like, trust me, you don't want that. If there's someone that's going to win, you have to make sure that you are the one winning. And I must also let you know that negotiation involves give and take. That means there are times you will need to compromise or make concession. Now, let's go into the importance of negotiation. Imagine this. You have a project manager. You have multiple projects that you are managing. And probably, most likely, you are not the only project manager in your organization. There are a couple of other project managers. They also have multiple projects that they are managing. And here's where the issues come up. You guys, you are going to be sharing resources. Take, for example, engineer that you need to deliver on your projects. So let's say two project managers, they need a certain engineer to help them to get stuff done, maybe to work on a drawing or work on a design. How do you ensure as a project manager that this engineer put your project as a priority? How do you ensure that happens? That may involve negotiation. That may involve you building relationship with this engineer so that they'll want to work with you and get your project moving quicker than the other project manager. And that's the situation that's a practical situation that can happen in a corporate setting. And you can also flip the, the script and consider yourself as an engineer. Uh, you have two project managers, both needing your attention. Who do you respond to first? It also involves negotiation. Negotiation start from, in the career world, start from the hiring stage. And what I mean by that is that how do you position yourself such that the hiring team, they'll know that you are the right candidate that they should hire for the position. Now, it does not stop there. When you are receiving an offer, you also have to ensure that you negotiate your salary, your benefit, and your total package to ensure that you are getting the better end of the deal. How do you do that? And I just spoke about getting stuff done in your once you are hired. That's also essential. So the message here is, like it or not, you are negotiating every day, every time. You may be passive about it, or you can be intentional. The goal of this episode is to get you to that stage whereby you are intentional about negotiating opportunities for yourself, about negotiating deals for yourself. Because really, if you are not negotiating, someone else is negotiating on their own behalf and they are kicking your butt, and you do not want that to happen. So negotiation is important in your job offer to help you to successfully complete a project, and it's also important when considering your next step, and I'm talking about promotion. Now, the different scenarios that, like I mentioned, you need negotiation when talking about your salary and your compensation. Uh, Consider this scenario: two people, they each received a job offer for same position in the same organization. One of them negotiated his total salary, his total package. The other did not. That's a big mistake because guess what? The, the salary that he got is directly tied to the bonus or pay raise, or even it's going to reflect in his retirement contribution. So it is essential to ensure that you negotiate for yourself on your behalf all the time, whenever possible. And I spoke about promotion. If you are not talking, if you are not raising your hand that you are ready for your next step, people will not take you seriously. And you may end up being stagnant in that organization. I also spoke about internal resources based on my project experience. Resources are scarce. So it depends on how you can negotiate for yourself that will help you to get necessary resources assigned to your project. So negotiation happens and it appears in almost all areas of our lives, including our personal lives. Whether you are trying to negotiate for a real estate opportunity, or maybe you saw a girl and you want to date the girl, it also involves some negotiation. Or maybe you are a contractor, or you are hiring a contractor. You need to negotiate and you need to understand the act and the power of negotiation. Now, the next step that you need to completely understand in terms of negotiation is the preparation for a successful negotiation. What I often tell people is that don't just show up and say, hey, I need a higher salary, or oh, the salary you guys are offering is not sufficient. You got to be prepared. And to be prepared, you need to do your research. I cannot overemphasize the importance of researching. It is through this research that you know whether you are getting a good deal, whether you are getting what you are worth or not. So that research is very, very important. So the first thing, and maybe for salary negotiation, for example, you need to know what the market is offering for the position you are planning to take. And you can use glassdoor.com. You can also go on linkedin.com to compare salaries for your location, for your experience level. Now, when it comes to preparing, you also have to set clear objective for your negotiation. And what I mean by that is that what are some non-negotiable for you? For example, if I'm gonna take on any new job, if they're giving me like 2 weeks vacation, that's not negotiable. I'm not gonna take any 2 weeks vacation. I need a minimum of 4 weeks of vacation. So you need to know what are the non-negotiable for you in terms of your job search or getting a new job offer. Finally, you need to build a strong case for yourself. So whether you are negotiating with the hiring manager or the HR specialist, you need to tell them, you need to let them realize that you are a person of value. You need to let them know that you are in a position to help them solve their problem. Because at the end of the day, they are not just paying to have you on their payroll, they are paying for the value that you bring to the table. And you must showcase your expertise, your experience for them to understand that, hey, we need this guy on our team. Now let's move on to the next, the techniques that you need to know while negotiating. And the first one that I'll quickly talk about is the power of silence. This is especially useful when you are negotiating a job offer. You see, silence can be one of the most powerful tools in negotiating because let's say you've informed the hiring manager that, hey, this is my experience, this is what I've can accomplish, this is what I've done in the past. After that, just zip it and wait for them to respond. Imagine that you are negotiating in this scenario. After you've stated your desired number and you pause and wait, you are looking directly in the hiring manager's eyes. The employer, they may initially hesitate, but the silence is going to push them to reconsider their offer, and it can potentially lead to a better outcome for you. Why does this work? Because silence brings psychological discomforts. And when you are silent, it also shows that you have confidence in yourself. You can't continue to keep blabbing and keep talking without allowing the other person to respond. And your silence now also invites them to come in and it gives them the opportunity to respond. So that's the first technique when you are negotiating. Explore the power of silence. The second one is you need to frame the conversation. And what do I mean by this? It's how you present your demand in a way that aligns with the company goals. What that means is that you are not just telling them, hey, I can do that, I can do this, but you are also aligning what you can do with their overall objective. So, what is this organization trying to accomplish? Let's say they are trying to build a new rocket fuel launch system, and you have done it before. Maybe they are currently struggling. They don't have the expertise, in-house expertise to get this done. But you show them, I know the design. I can comfortably design this rocket fuel launch system for you. Guess what? You are bringing yourself and showing up as a person of value. And that's creating a win-win scenario. So if you are asking, for example, for additional resources to manage a project, you need to frame it as necessary. Let them know that your project is necessary to meeting the company's strategic goals. That's the way people will prioritize what you want. So that's the second one. The third one, they call it the BATNA method. And BATNA stands for Best Alternative to a Negotiated Agreement. What this means is that you need to understand the alternative if the negotiation doesn't go as you have planned. Yeah, there are certain times when you ask for things and it won't go your way, maybe because the person or the entity that you are negotiating with cannot afford what you are asking. So, what are you going to do? You need to know what's your alternative. Are you going to take it or are you going to explore other opportunities? Let me give you an example. Suppose you are negotiating a job offer, but you already have a solid offer from another company. That other company is your partner, best alternative to a negotiated agreement. So this knowledge, you knowing that you have an alternative and option that will help you to negotiate more confidently for a higher salary or better benefit with the employer. So that's the way it works. Now let's talk about the psychological aspect of negotiation. See, negotiation involves people, and that means there's psychology there. When negotiating, you need to show confidence and assertiveness. You should come in a position of strength. Don't show that you are desperate while negotiating. Show your value. Don't be desperate. And when negotiating, you need to read the room. Let's say you are asking for an offer, and if this hesitating and assuming that you don't mind taking that offer, sometimes it's better to let's put numbers. Let's say they give you a salary of $80,000. That's the offer, but you are asking for $100,000. If they come back and say, hey, we can only go as high as $90,000, read the room. Do you think they can move further? And are you going to be happy with the $90,000 that they are offering? If the answer is yes, I'll say you should take it. Sometimes you need to know when to hold them and when to fold them. So that's the psychology that involves in negotiation. Now, the common mistakes that you must avoid when negotiating. The first one is not negotiating at all. You are putting yourself at a position of disadvantage if you do not negotiate your next salary. You must negotiate. It's a big risk not to accept an offer without negotiating at all. Ask them for more. Yeah, let them call you Oliver Twist, but you must always ask for more. The other one is overplaying your hand. And this happened with one of my colleagues a while ago. It happened that this lady, she got a new offer from a new company. So she took the offer. She went to her current employer and she told them, hey, I'm leaving you guys. I just got a new offer. Now she has accepted the offer she got with the new company. But guess what? Our current employer, they wanted her and they said, oh, we are going to match whatever this new employer is offering. Guess what? She said, okay, yes, I'll take it. Now, she took it and she now went back to the new employer to go ask for more. Those ones were pissed off because, they already uh, negotiated a deal and she accepted their offer. They felt like she wasn't being straightforward and they questioned her integrity. So the message here is once you are happy with uh, an offer, take it and go with it. The final one that I'll touch on is when negotiating, do not focus only on salary. It's the entire package. Your vacation time, your bonus, your benefit, the job flexibility, growth opportunities, promotion, negotiate everything. You are in a position of strength when going into a company. Once you are there, it's always going to be more challenging to negotiate any new deal. So do not focus only on your salary when negotiating. You should always consider the total package. And there you have it. As we wrap up today's episode on the power of negotiation, I want you to know that every conversation about your career is a negotiation. The power to shape your professional journey lies in your ability to advocate for yourself with confidence and with clarity. If you can master the negotiation skills, you are not only going to be able to secure what you deserve, you will also be able to set the stage for your long-term success and career satisfaction. Now, I have a challenge for you. I want you to identify one opportunity this week where you can put your negotiation skills to the test based on what you've heard. It could be you asking for that long overdue raise, or maybe negotiating a project deadline, or even discussing flexible work hours. Take what you've learned today and make that move. I believe you will get something from there. And before you go, if you found value in this episode, don't keep it to yourself. Hit the like button and subscribe to this podcast. I want you to please share the podcast with your network and leave a review. Your support is what keeps me going. That's what's helping us to produce more career boosting content so that we can help more people to achieve their goal. And by subscribing, you'll be the first to know when the next episode drops. Thank you for joining. And finally, career advice, don't forget, always negotiate. Don't settle for less, because if you are not negotiating yourself into an opportunity, someone else somewhere is negotiating you out of that opportunity. Till next time again, here's what I have for you next week. We are going to be talking about how to deal with job rejection. I think you are going to want to tune in to listen to that episode. Thank you. Until next time, keep negotiating, keep growing, and keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible in your career. Till next time, it's the career evangelist signing out.